East Kent Against Fracking. I'm here today with members of East Kent Against Fracking, a campaign group, to hand deliver a letter to number 10 Downing Street to the Prime Minister, and that letter challenges the myths that we believe have been promulgated by the government and by the industry about fracking. Yes, the content of the letter, it's actually a 6-page letter, but it basically challenges what the government has been saying about the industry providing jobs and cheaper energy. We don't believe it does, and there's plenty of evidence to show this. More importantly, this protest is entirely new. They may have removed the Balkan protest camp, but they cannot remove the right for people to come to Downing Street and deliver this new protest, which is going to happen every week with new campaign groups up and down the country. Each of them will be coming with their own facts, the truth about fracking. We believe that this is a really important issue for the whole of the UK. Fracking will not bring cheap energy, it will not bring jobs. What it will do is threaten our water, both supplies and quality, and it will industrialise the countryside of the UK. That's right. Gazer Frankman from Lancashire, who's here today with our delegation, came on November the 5th. He hand-delivered a letter then that was signed by campaigners from Balkan, from Devon, and also from Dorset and Somerset. Now, each week there will be a new campaign group coming from another area of the UK. Next week it will be Barton Moss in Manchester. People are actually queuing up to deliver these letters to the Prime Minister. What we want is proper dialogue with the government. We don't want to be fed lies and myths about this industry. We've seen a precedent set in Lancashire where drilling there caused earthquakes, actually damaged Gazer Frankman's home, which is why he's here today. What we want is the truth. We're here, we're going to keep banging on the door of number 10 with our own truth until we can have proper dialogue with the Prime Minister, with this government and with the industry. Okay.
Yes, I'm from Frankfurt and my name is Gazer Frankman. Well, back in April 1st, 2011, my house was damaged by the earthquake that Quadrilla caused. So we had to be imaginative because we have no money to get names in the paper, trying to get the word out there. So I changed my name to Frankman. Wasn't a biggie, but it's actually worked. Well, it's very simple. David Cameron can't be pointing the finger at Blackpool and saying he wants to make Blackpool the fracking capital of Europe. People live there, our children live there, our families live there. We're living in a democracy. He's not a dictator. He doesn't tell people what to do. Everything that he's putting in place, everything that he's saying, i.e. the jobs are going to, 1,000 jobs are going to come in, it's going to bring gas prices down. We want to see him face to face and have him explain to us and speak to the experts that he's speaking to and explain to us where all these jobs are coming in. In 2011, because you look backwards when you're doing accounts, 2011 we exported 15 times more gas than we imported. We do not need this gas. This is a filthy industry and they will say anything and do anything to get this in the ground. They are running our government, not the people. They're not listening to us, and that's why every Friday from now on until the Prime Minister speaks to the campaign groups face to face, there is no dialogue. This government are using people's ignorance as consent, and that is wrong. Once people know about the facts about this, they're always against it, always. You go on the internet, 99% of the information is against fracking. Well, I've done research and my house is damaged. And let's look at another thing. They're saying there's regulation. Our own MP, Mark Menzies, is saying what's the gold standard of regulation. There is no regulation. The well that was damaged on April 1st, Quadrilla carried on fracking with a damaged well until the second earthquake when it was stopped. This is not a responsible company. There's been no fine, there's been no regulation, the HSC have not visited that site since that day. There is no regulation, and now they're cutting back and the Environmental Agency are now being run down. They're seriously undermanned. So if there's no regulation now, what they're going to be like with few people, few feet on the ground. They've never visited the site at Free so far near Blackpool. Anywhere that's got fracking, anywhere that's got underground coal gasification, anywhere that's got coal bed methane, you should be interested in this, because once these wells are there, they're there forever, and they do leak. 6% of these wells will fail on completion. That's their own industry data, and that figure is rising. They're not even learning. It's nearly 9% now. They fail on completion. The main part of the well, which actually is supposed to be making them safe, is the cement, and that fails. It's as simple as that. And 50% will fail over 30 years. You tell me any industry, a car industry, that could carry on with that failure rate, that David Cameron will speak to us. At the moment, we're giving him the benefit of the doubt that he doesn't know the dangers of this. This is why he's going. He's listening to, his own expert. He's listening to Lord Brown, who's owner or part owner of Quadrilla that's drilling at our site. He's in the government. Now, how can that be right? That's conflict of interest. So we wanted to speak to us, tell us face to face why this is going ahead, why he's going to contaminate two-thirds of this country. 60% of this country is going to be fracked, it's going to be coal bed methane or underground coal gasification, and that's the real dangerous one.